Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Spoon.
Skibidi-bidi-dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I. A special one from the CEO, Stan Tunnel with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you bati leo.
So as you can see
Yes,
here,
what you bati leo.
none of them they are here, but this is their environment, you know. This place where they live, they do everything here. All right, this is where they live. The famous Zimbabwe, all right, Zimbabwe community, where the people we usually refer to as Zogo or disadvantaged youth usually stay, do everything right here. So we will also get out there and take a look, talk to some of them and see. You know, driving away sometimes, you know, it is good, but where are they going? Are they going in different communities to go? Where? All right, so as you can see, way over there, some of them they are way over there fleeing because the presence of the LDA is being felt here. As you look over there as well, they're destroying all of their properties that belonging, all the activities they usually carry on here. The officers of the Liberia National, the officer of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, destroying every single thing they operate with here. All right. So they can see right here. We also understand that there was a clash between the officers of the LDA and those we refer to as Zoko or disadvantaged youth here at this famous Zimbabwe community or ghetto. All right, so we are live right here. I try to get some of them so we can talk to them as what exactly went on between the two forces at the LDA and the so we understand y'all fighting the DA man to preventing them to come here. Y'all are saying no, we don't want you. We don't want you. You want to fight them.
No, in that time, when he come, we definitely can settle it. We definitely can settle it. When he come, we agree with that member. Never brother, the way the deal again. As I cannot even there. The government, we
So because of that, people try to fire the officers.
Every day, the program, the ballot, we like the money. They get ballot, they get that. So tomorrow down with Georgia and I'm control the hours and the money John left. Yeah, I get drop, I can rock again and rap Mulaba. Yeah, what did you sort there for? Pray. To the Balade and Richie the Kodia, pray to him. I ain't pray tell by the left their bro. No go by home la oh. I drop the all.
So folks, we have to take you around. I come here to talk to you later. Yes, we will take you around, but this is the famous Zimbabwe ghetto, the community. Officers of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency are getting rid of all of these folks that usually live around here. So, as you can see, they usually do all of their activities right here. You know, their can I say houses or what? I mean, all of those things they usually live on. They destroy them.
No, more president.
So let's see. Talk to a few of them who try to flee away from this place. Try to talk to a few of them on the side. So that where here you live,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do everything.
Yes.
You have kids? You have child?
No.
Okay,
But I'm pregnant now.
but you pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So what's going on here?
Well, yeah, today, and Tiopo just came start running behind people with stick and tin and firing guns behind us. beating
Fire
people.
guns?
Yes, firing guns behind us. Beating people with stick, kicking people, hitting all on people.
Hmm.
And then driving off when you're then what they expect for us to go. We should be on the main street. We should go on the main street. So what do they expect us to go and no rehabilitation center now? So what do they expect us to go now?
Hmm. So here, why you guys beside just just using a place for shelter or just sleeping here doing all that thing? Why you guys where do here this Zimbabwe area? I come in. Let me feel when I feel talking about that. Get to yes, go ahead.
Because now we are already in a habit, and now we're not seeing no rehabilitation center. We see people coming in the building to say, oh, we want to take people from in the ghetto, or 10 people or 20 people they move from in the ghetto. That ghetto rehabilitation center side, which I will stay in the building.
All right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you across Liberia. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again on another edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I want to say thanks to all of our folks across the world, across Radio Land as well, for joining us tonight. Yes, this is where we get to bring you updates on the issues, the unfoldings around the country, and provide you analysis on those issues as they unfold every single day. And welcome to the late night show. I'm Nelson Colette, and let me go across and bring the team on. I want to welcome all of those who have joined us in the comment section uh, tonight on the program. I see Lofty Bundo, Mariam Bimba, Williard B. Morris, Lai Kamara, and Vani Kamara, Randa Sharif, Jerry Gitawe, Hipko Kasi, Alice Band, DJ Do, and all of you joining us tonight on the program. I want to say welcome. Thanks for being here. Let's go across now. Let me bring the team on. I see Moba is here. Moba, welcome to the show. You have a gadget on that's causing the.
No, nothing on. My computer. I ain't put nothing on. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's good to have you on tonight, Moba. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nelson.
Okay. Let me bring Cindy on. Mr. Jalal Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
It's good to be here. Nelson, how you doing? Mama. How you
All right, my
doing?
brother.
I'm doing good, and as usual, Moba will drink 50 times.
I like water actually.
Drinking is good. Water is good. The man like water, and I heard he like something else too. Red cup. It's okay.
Let's not make on the show a red cup. Let's know that you have to be actively involved with the band.
Yeah.
That mute button. I don't know. For some reason, the guy was sweat.
I mean, I heard the CDC COP is coming again tonight for Raymond.
Raymond's still in a minute. Raymond's in a minute. Raymond, welcome to the show.
Raymond, be
Gentlemen, what's your day? I'm good. I'm glad to be here again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed, it's glad. It's a great thing that we're here. We are glad that we are here again to talk to the Liberian people, to have another great show. And yes, so let me again welcome all of our folks. Tommy Jr. is here, Gift is here, Madila Jibo is here. Yes, Vani Kamara and everyone joining us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the program. Well, tonight is going to be a great one. Kindly share the program as you come on. And I want us to just go ahead and do our opening, and let's take 1 minute each to do the opening now, starting with you, Moba, and we can go across the table.
Yeah, thank you, Nestle, and thank you to all our listeners who always on time, listening to our Radio Land, Facebook, and YouTube. Um, Nelson, today, for me, I will not dive in our yellow mission issue. I'm coming from a different angle today. Look, we understand that our country, there are a lot of ways people make money, and a lot of ways our government can come in to help. Meaning, let me dive a little bit on the trash issue, right? Now, Nelson, it will shock you that Singapore, the people country, they're using trash to generate current, and at the same time, they're using the smoke to make a clear deck. I don't know how to do that in Singapore. And in Liberia, we get all those die in the capital city, out of the capital city, and we're doing nothing about it. I think it is time for the government, I think, to invest, like in company like will be buying trash, helping buying trash from a lot of community in the city, and then transforming it to something productive for our country. But every day we come here, we discuss politics. We discuss about this, we discuss about that. It is time for the government to come, go out, out of the country, make some deal that will benefit the country, more especially in those sectors. Because if you invest in the trash sector, I believe that there will be no trash in our city because you buy the trash and at the same time the trash producing. The people work in Singapore. They work from in the morning, 24 hours around the clock. They're generating heat. They're generating current from trash. What we can do in our country, and we know that. Apart from the capital city, right? Let's go across. Let's go to the rural area. You see trash all on the street. I think it is time for the government to come in and make some initiative on those stuff. And secondly, let me conclude by saying to the Senate, I think if I get it correct and sound today, they try to put stop to the Western Belt, the Western Cluster, until they can come to conclusion. And if that is true, I think we are heading somewhere. I think the Senate now trying to do something where, because the name of Thomas Falane get or share in Western Cluster, Finabondo get share there. My first time for government official, and Western Cluster, I think it came doing the George Weah regime, so. I will stop here until we can head to the next topic for now. Thank you, Nelson, for affording me the time. Sandy.
Thank you, Moba. Sandy, what's on your mind?
When Monba was speaking, I was kind of laughing a little bit because there's a weird person in the comment section out here to get Monba. I would not read out what that person is writing, but that person is up to no good. Anyways, I look forward to a show tonight, a very good show tonight. Monba, on the issue of trash, right? I think Liberia and maybe a few other countries around there are the only countries now that are not recycling their trash. Liberia, we don't even have a good drainage system to grab our water. And that is going to waste. Here in the U.S., and we often try to call the U.S. out when they say we compare the U.S. to Liberia, but that's not the case. Nothing go to waste. The water that comes from up, that rainwater, the recycle, they either go to agriculture or it come right back in your house. Even the waste coming from your house is being reused. Trash on the street being reused. So I think sometimes we got to take baby step. Even though Liberia is not a new country, I think what I want to see for now is Liberia to clean its cities. I'm not big on whether we use the trash on electricity. I think we are a little behind for now. We have a lot of things ahead of us. But let's clean the city. Let the city be clean. Sanitation is very important. So thank you for bringing that up, and I'm kind of picking up, from what you were saying. There was an issue raised today on Spoon. I believe there is an ambassador designate that should be coming to the UN that has been designated by the president. I don't think there is an official confirmation or appointment yet, but it's in the news, and it was being talked about today on Spoon, and that he has some sort of association with a little girl being raped. Again, I will hope that what we're discussing on Spoon today, most likely the government can take action. If that individual has been appointed, maybe there should be a need to review that appointment. If that individual has not been appointed, well, that's a good thing. Then maybe they should look into the matter very carefully. We should never reward people who have some, history of, rape, some major crimes. I'm not saying folks will have petty issues, but crimes like rape, domestic violence, sexual harassment, and things like that, we should no longer reward those kind of individuals with government position. Governance should have people with high integrity, honors in the community, people who have served, people who have the good character to serve, to be good public servants. That's what we should be looking for. There are a lot of Liberians, great Liberians, whether in or out of Liberia, that can serve in those major positions as well with no bad characters, and they can represent our countries in meaningful ways. So Nelson, I look forward to a discussion. And again, to those listening to us and those in the comment section, it is great to be here with you tonight.
Raymond?
Again, it's a pleasant thing to always come here, especially where our audience, our faithful.
Raymond, you low, my man.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you okay now, but before you are low.
Okay. Yesterday, Nelson told me I was too loud, so I tried to be low, so I could fit it. Well, once again, it's always a pleasure being here, where we have an opportunity to speak to our audience, our many audience, who come here all the time to be a part of this discourse, our national issues. And moreover, the thing you talk about, we are a rich country. Liberia isn't a poor country, but we have not managed what we have, our God-given wealth, adequately. We have abused everything that God gave us as a blessing. We are endowed with a lot of natural resources, iron ore. Imagine how many equipment, vehicles that use steel, iron, and even the construction we do. We very rich with iron ore. That alone could help us to be rich. All of the furniture and wood, we got timber in our forests that keep leaving our country every given day. What are our returns? Nothing we know about. We even got gold and diamond. People doing a lot of illicit money in our country. Nobody getting rich. It's not improving the ordinary people's life. So there are a lot of things to be done. All we need to do is to manage what we have. And even our tropical climate, we have 6 months of solid good sunshine. We can get energy from nature. There are a lot of things, and even our water bodies, we got a lot of water around it. There are a lot of things we can do when we get serious. When we choose to use our monies for the betterment of the people. When few lawmakers do not live like king, where they go with a lazy argument all the time. When I ask them, why you guys pay so much? Oh, you don't know how many people stand at our door. It should not be like that. People don't have to come and beg you. Use the people money to go to the basic services that cater to the issue of the people. You don't have to be the ones that they come to for handout so that they keep voting you. And that's what they always want. They always want the money to go to them so they be the ones to give the hands out so the people can remember them as a good Samaritans. So they always keep giving their votes. then the other person who's going to vote against you don't have that kind of privilege. So the elections don't become fair. You got so much money to sway the elections into your favor when other people will come with new ideology, but they can't argue you or they can't campaign with you because they don't have that much money. So we need to correct the basic things in our country. Very first thing is to be able to have an austerity form of government where we can use small money for our daily operations, where a big chunk of money can go into these infrastructure projects that will improve our country and bring our country on par. You're talking about using waste to create energy. The process leading to that, you even got electricity, you even got roads, you even got clinics, you don't even have chairs for your students. But you're talking about doing advanced technology that you can't even do the basics. So like what her name said, Cindy said, we got to take the baby steps. And I think we got to get serious about our development, and we got to start putting our money to what will make the difference. Instead of a few persons living the king and the rest of the people can afford a single square meal. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Raymond, and thanks for your opening. And it's very important. A country where there will be equal opportunities, a country where the resources will be used to benefit the lives of every single person, is that country that everyone is looking up for. And that's part of the reason why you have the civil society organization. That's part of the reason why you have the advocates, the different advocacy groups. And so I want to say thanks to all of you. So now I just like us to go in. Sorry, a lot of stuff going on here. So today there was something very important that happened, and I think it was sometime this week when we had the conversation here about the situation with drugs in our country, and especially with the action the president took, being very, very clear, going public with his drug test, and asking other citizens, not citizens, sorry, but other officials of government to do the drug test, to follow his example. Now, even before that, why Liberians were still waiting for the transition, the conversation around the fight against drugs was on the table. The conversation was in so many corridors. Liberians were concerned, since in fact the fight against drugs was one of the major campaign messages, was one of the things that was being highlighted during the campaign period as the reason why the previous administration had to go. And so once there was a victory for the opposition, then the discussion began. The discussion started, and it became very progressive. Aggressively, we saw actions being taken. The president did his drug test. It was being said that, oh, we will push for this. I remember, like Senator Dillon, for example, said we're going to push for this so that drug tests will be a prerequisite for those wanting to ascend to higher positions in government. It's been pretty close to 6 months. About 10 days, 9 days from now, we'll be talking about this government being in office for exact 6 months. Where are we with this? Today, the LDEA raided a ghetto in Monrovia, and I believe a lot of you saw that video. and you listen to what those guys had to say. Sometime in the middle of this particular process, about 3 months ago, we did a video at one of the famous drug, the centers where the drug users spend the rest of their days at Center Street, the Penn building. And again, it was a terrible one. Just listening to what the guys go through, where they spend their day. And today I'm going to play just a portion of that video again. When the DEA, the LDA raided the Zimbabwe. Now, where are we? What approach are we using? What are the solutions that will address this particular situation? And I know to some extent, a lot of people will say that you cannot eradicate it. This is a cartel. This is something that even developed countries are still fighting with. Yes, maybe it's true, but can we make progress? Are there things we could do? Are there new strategies that we could come up with? Maybe a very new approach from the LDA, because we saw even under President Sirleaf, there were times the police will go and raid the streets, raid those ghettos. They have been raid upon raid multiple times. I mean, uncountable number of raids. Have that helped the situation in any way? Why this is going on? Why are we still trying to find the solutions? The young generation is in danger. The young generation is in danger. Now, I want to play just a portion of this particular video here today. An interview with some of those young people. Some of those young people who were caught in the situation today.
Environment, this place where they live, they do everything here. All right, this is where they live. The famous Zimbabwe, all right, Zimbabwe community, where the people we usually refer to as Zogo or disadvantaged youth usually stay, do everything right here. So we will also get out there and take a look, talk to some of them and see. Driving away sometimes it is good, but where are they going? Are they going in different community to go? Where? All right. So we also understand that there was a clash between the officers of the LDA and those we refer to as Zoko or disadvantaged youth here at the famous Zimbabwe community or ghetto. Officers of the Liberia Justice Enforcement Agency are getting rid of all of these young folks that usually live around here. So, as you can see, they usually do all of their activities right here. So let's do one by one. Let me talk to this lady. This lady. How are you?
I'm fine.
So that where I hear you live?
Yeah,
you do everything?
Yes.
You have kids? You have a child?
No.
Okay.
But I'm pregnant.
But you're pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So what's going on here?
We are here today and DFO just came start running behind people with stick and tin firing guns behind us.
Fire guns?
Yes. Firing guns behind us. Beating people with stick, kicking people, hitting all on people. And then driving off from here. Then what they expect for us to go? We should be on the main street. We should go on the main street. So what do they expect us to go? And no rehabilitation center now. So what do they expect us to go now?
So here, why you guys beside just using a place for shelter or you're sleeping here doing all that thing? Why you guys where do here this Zimbabwe area? I come in. Let me feel when I feel talking about that get to you. Yes, go ahead.
Because now we are already in a habit, and now we're not seeing no rehabilitation center. We're seeing people coming in a building to say, "Oh, we want to take people from in the ghetto, or 10 people or 20 people you move from in the ghetto that care to rehabilitation center, so we stay in the building." Yes.
So you don't have family because I see you stay young, you don't have family.
I have family, but the habit where I put myself in, I can't just go back home. I just can't just go back home. I have to be rehabilitated before I go. I need money.
Wait, so
Wow. To do business.
this story is very like I mean I'm very I'm into this in ghetto.
Yes.
So that in the ghetto you got pregnant.
Yes.
And he's also here.
Yeah. Yeah, around. You go hustle.
Hmm?
You go hustle.
So he's staying in the same territory, the same ghetto.
Yes.
So that in the ghetto you got pregnant.
Yes.
And he's also here.
Yeah.
What's the plan about this child? You know, this child that you're about to get. What's the plan about
What's
this
my
child?
plan?
Mhm.
If I get the child, I would carry to his mother place. Then my child would be there.
Your mother?
His mother, his people.
Oh, his people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that's just a portion of the entire interview today with the folks from the Zimbabwe. You saw where the guys sleep. Though they put the LDA officers broke down some of the temporary shelters they had there, but you saw where the guys sleep. There was a raid today. That situation is the reality of thousands of Liberian youths, potential Liberian youths across the country, and we are losing a good number of them on a daily basis to drugs. Is there anything new that this administration could do to address this issue? Yes, we're talking about raid today. Yes, we're seeing a raid. Raid has been happening over and over and again. I mean, but let's start a conversation from here. Cindy, I want us to start with you. Then we're going to bring Moba in. I see Jerry is joining us today from the background. Jerry, welcome to the show. It's been a while. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Yeah, Jerry actually is the right person to talk about that Nigeria thing, but we'll come to it later. You can hear me, Nelson, and the rest of you.
Very well.
Okay, Nelson, look, the video you just played is very sad to watch. What you see there are Liberians crying out for help. Drugs addiction is really not different from other addictions out there. But often we treat it a bit different because of the physical severity that comes with it, the impacts that we see. But drugs addiction, think about a person who is addicted to drugs and compare them to a person who is addicted to alcohol, for instance. You don't go out there to that individual who is addicted to alcohol and try to force them to leave alcohol. You get them help. A person who is addicted to sex, for instance, it's a big addiction. You get them help. So addiction in general, what I'm trying to say, speaking from the healthcare perspective, is that you get them help and find sustainable help. You don't try to say, I will continue to use the method of raiding where you are living. Just get there, get you out of there, and think that's the solution. That is not the solution. The man who is addicted to alcohol, you get him and say, okay, don't come to this store anymore to buy alcohol. You're going to go to another store. You raid that person from Zimbabwe or whatever that place is, they're going to find another ghetto. They will build another place. I am not saying raiding them, chasing them away is not one of the steps. But I'm saying to your question, to answer your question, can we do something different? I think that's actually a very good question. We should start to do different things to bring help to our young people that are struggling with drugs addiction. Remember, Nelson, Liberians that have experienced the war have never been fully rehabilitated. They just took arms from people, gave them small money, and they went by their businesses. Some of those people and newer generations are experiencing some of that trauma today. I think as a country, we should start to prioritize rehabilitation. Find mental health professionals that understand how to deal with these things. Do we even have counselors in the country, Nelson? Behavioral health counselors. Do you know that? I am not aware of that. Is that a profession in Liberia where you go to hospitals, clinics, behavioral health clinics, and see behavioral health counselors? Do we have that? I am devoting my entire PhD to just studying behavioral health. That's what I'm doing because it is that important. It is that important. It's an important field. So we need to bring awareness to this problem. That's the first step. Community awareness. We need to bring awareness to this. I think we've been trying to do it. But the major other step, Nelson, is that we need to have treatment and rehabilitation centers, not just physical buildings, equipped with the professionals that are trained to do the work. That will be counselors, that will be psychologists, or if we cannot get to the point of psychologists, let that be counselors. Okay? Yes, some of the counselors that I use here are social workers. Our schools, are they teaching social work? Can they start offering associate degrees, bachelor degree in counseling? We see the problem in the country. It could make a lot of money. Can we start to train behavioral health counselors so that they can go into the clinics, they can go into the rehabilitation centers to properly rehabilitate our people? I'm going to end on this. I know other people have to come in. And this discussion, I'm very passionate about it because it's directly my field. Okay? Government need to have strong policies. Now we know that we have drugs in the country. We see the impact everywhere. We need to have strong policy now to minimize the drugs that are coming into the country. And I use the word minimize very carefully because it may be very difficult to just eradicate drugs coming into your country altogether. But you can minimize the volume of drugs that are coming to Liberia by instituting strong policy, going after the cartel,
now
punishing them very severely.
And this is very important, Cindy. Okay, so let's come back to where we are, because we saw a couple of raids under the previous administration. There were raids. There were times where the LDA officers went and broke down structures in different ghettos. They removed those guys. And at some point, I remember when the raids were going on from one place to another, from one ghetto, the guys got angry. They were saying, okay. And in fact, they were spread out in the community, and it became a serious security issue for residents of various communities who were not used to the presence of those guys. Criminality was on the increase. That's another aspect. But now, coming to where we are, especially when we talk about the approach, we saw that when the LDA, when this government came to power, the LDA under this administration, there's one thing that was done frequently. That was the confiscation of narcotic substance across the country. It was being, there were so many cases where they confiscated the substance across the country. Next thing is, the LDA boss at the time, who is now suspended, Colonel A.B. Kromah, raised concerns about the way the borders are being handled. And that if the necessary approach or steps were not taken, he would have withdrawn his men from the borders because they were not getting the kind of support from even the immigration officers Because it's a joint security operation right here when it comes to the borders, the security issue, and getting hold of the drugs, the cartel, and everything. Is there anything we can point out to that we can point out to as a major achievement in terms of the approach we're taking under this administration when it comes to fighting drugs?
Yeah, Nelson. So we spoke on this the last time, right? And I still maintain my position. But I'm here tonight asking for more. My position then is that the president has appointed a team to address the issue of drugs in Liberia, illicit drugs in Liberia. When the top of the team start to make mistake, the president took immediate action, telling the Liberian people that this issue means a lot to me and to our country. So I'm not going to keep folks in this position that are fighting among themselves instead of fighting for Liberians. I commend that very strongly. I thank the president for that. Now, however, we haven't seen even the budget really reflecting what is required to actually address the issue of drugs in Liberia. I will argue that the LDEA need more money. They need more resources. From what we know, they don't even have vehicles. When they started operation, it was Senator Zoe Emmanuel Peno of Grandview who handed them a pickup truck. We need them to have vehicles so that they can go around the four corners of our country. Now, in addition to that, I will say this, Nelson, and I said it already. Rehabilitation is the way forward. Fight them in the ghettos all you want. You cannot burn down all the ghettos. They will come back. This is addiction. This is sickness. Addiction means sickness.
Thank you.
You are attached to it. So come and fire your gun. When you leave, I go back there. But when you take me to a rehabilitation center where a counselor or social worker is there giving me the care that I need, I will recover from it. And that's what we need.
Now, thank you, Sandy. Let me go to Moba, and then we're going to come to Raymond and Jerry.
Thank you.
Moba, I mean, talking about rehab, is there anything we can do differently? Senator DeLong came about with the rehab center, which has been of immense help to young people, but just a few number of young people. The last time I attended the graduation exercise, there were just a few persons who were being graduated. The capacity of the rehab cannot even address the real problems the country is faced with when it comes to the situation of drug abuse. Yes, thanks to a few other persons who are involved with this. Jojo as well. She has her own center. And a few other people who are doing this. But is there any reason why, Moba, the government should see this as a national emergency, like we saw Ebola, like the way we saw COVID, and we took some drastic action, some serious steps towards eradicating those outbreaks in the country? Is there any reason why the government should at this point start to see drugs as a national emergency?
Of course, yes. I agree what all Cindy said, right? And I will add to what he said. Like, Nelson, I watched the entire video when you were talking. I watched the entire video. And it is disturbing that you will hear of young people crying that they want to leave the street. They can't leave the street because even when they leave, right? Even when they leave without that rehabilitation, when the drugs is not like if they force the drugs from in them, if they leave the street after 2 or 3 days, they will get sick. Someone else will die. They got to take that drug every day. So that the reason why they on the street, And I'm looking at the government, right? Nelson, it is wrong. You look, you got to face the problem. Let everybody know that you're facing the problem before you go for the people. You face the problem and then you driving those people from over there. Why do you expect them for them to go? You rehabilitate them. You take them to the hospital to flush all those drugs from in our system and to rehabilitate them, to make them, some of them go to vocational school. Because now, next thing, the 21st century we're in, a lot of Liberians on the drugs issue, next thing, they are waiting to change. I think the government need to come in. The government need to, is an emergency nursing. This is an emergency issue in our country. We shouldn't sit on it and relax. And end of the day, we say people want politicize. And no, nobody should politicize anything. They think it been the sense George Weahtan. I mean, I want to say Joseph Jiggy Weahtan up to now. It stayed there. And the reason being nursing is here coming out this time, you know why? Because
Raymond Etan.
So now the reason being is see a lot of people coming because now we live in the 21st century where you see media going out, intervening, and you see all their problems, you see what's going on. But I would say this: the LDEA and the police, they should stop chasing those guys. They should stop. If they want to work with the people, what they need to do, they need to go to the government. Talk to the president because I think they get out on a part to play. Talk to the president. Let the president expand the entire rehabilitation center. Because the one that didn't get Nelson is a private rehabilitation. It can take a huge amount of people. That take few people. That's it. But if the government step in, you know what happens? It take a lot of people. It will take over 1,000 people because they will get a facility. They get a facility and they get the funding to fund our identical initiative. But other than that, we can blame they don't doing that well. They're not doing well. Even the one he open, the few people that are going there, you see in the teaching that General Bodneke, he doing it too. He helping people. They get new message on Jojo, but the government of the Republic of Liberia, we campaign on the mandate that our people who on the street taking drugs, they will be rehabilitated. So the government need to see reason. I appealing to the government of the Republic of Liberia, Ambassador Joseph Yima Boakai, our president. Please, you got to step in. You got to try and look for funding. Help the people. They are dying slowly. They are Liberians. Remember, if you rehabilitate the people and send them back in the society, send them back to school, they can be productive in many ways. They can be productive in many ways. They can go vocational school and learn and be able to help in the society, contribute massively. And some of them want to leave. They want to leave. When you listen to them, Nelson, you will feel pity for them. They want to leave. Some of them, they say they're tired.
Again, Moba, you talk to those guys, they always talk about how they want to leave the habit, though they're addicted and all of that, but they want to leave.
Yeah.
But then you go to the rehab center.
Mm-hmm.
Those different rehab centers we have across the country, there have been instances where the guys will go in, they will be admitted into the rehab, and some of them will escape. Even at the Dillon Rehab Center, a couple of them escaped.
Nelson, these things will happen. But what if the government trying to put mechanisms in place that maybe when you come with so long, like build a very big, gigantic structure that fence, right? If you bring those guys in there, you make sure they're coming out until they are being rehabilitated and learn and reintegrated in society before you bring them out. You get that goal, you say, oh, first of all, you gotta get somebody watching them. Because next thing, look, let me just conclude by saying this. You see, drugs, my brother just said it's an addiction. All around the world, about in Mexico, those places, people die there for drugs massively. In America, keep fighting drugs. They don't even finish it because they start fighting drugs in 1847 up to now. They still fighting it because they know that is an addiction. When you used to that thing, next thing, according to the guy listening to, remember when you used to 2 hour part, you don't take it. You can be treated, then you come die. You got to take it every 2 hours, 3 hours. So the government needs to step in, or else our generation it will be bad.
Thank you. Cindy, I see you want to come in, but can you jot down your thoughts so we complete the cycle? Raymond, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
So I want us to do justice to this discussion by not putting the microscope on only one aspect of it.
Okay.
The issue of addiction and narcotic is a public nuisance, meaning those who are not involved with it, it affects them adversely. And then let me respond to the first. I pity everybody who is a victim of the circumstances of being an addict to narcotic, that they don't have a willpower to break out. They need help to do it. And I believe, like every other Liberian would, the government needs to pay keen attention. But then there's something called reality check. The last time I checked, Liberia was among the least developed countries in the world, meaning we are lacking every basic social services. We are the 5th poorest country in the world, and yet we have this kind of massive problem on our hands. There's no overnight fix to this. So the very first thing anyone will do is to do a complete assessment and start doing some planning and strategizing how to get it done. But in the process, you cannot sit with your hands folded. The very first thing that we saw the guys doing today, the guys who doing drugs admitted when I seen video, in fact, when the girl asked, wait, said he gonna hustle. Hustle are many different things. Some of them admitted that when they need to take drugs, they commit crimes. And where that place is, it's in the neighborhood. There are peaceful citizens in our neighborhood who need protection from their government. And those people, when they need to take in the substance and they don't have money, they will commit crimes. Those people in the neighborhood are suffering psychological effect of fear. So when we talk, we have to be balanced in our conversation about the public safety. And one thing the government needs to do too is to prevent new people from joining those people by making sure that they do not feel safe in their outs. And the place that we saw is a public health issue. That a lot of diseases can be spread in that kind of environment as well. Besides that, there's a public safety issue. That building is condemned. Structurally, that building isn't sound for habitation. And you got several hundred persons there. If that building collapses on them, it becomes another issue. So the government is like a twin mother that has to do multiple things at once with scarce resources. Monies are not enough to do multiple things. As we speak, there are mothers that are going to give birth in various health centers. There are iron generators. There are not electricity. There are not even enough medication. So this issue, one cannot be overemphasized over the others. There are competing priorities that the government needs to balance what she has to cater to them, and it will be a gradual process. That's why the argument that Rome wasn't built overnight comes to play. But one thing I can say, like Cindy said, we need to put more resources to the fight against narcotics. And how can we do that? The legislators, they are lucrative life they're living in our country. The amount of money that go to them for doing nothing, but to go down there and talk like teenagers or elementary students, who they don't even give courtesy to one another that they call honorable men to speak one at a time. They even don't respect their speaker. He's trying to take charge. The whole conversation, even us that try to follow them, can't even follow the conversation in a way that is not so disgusting. We listen to other parliament arguing. We listen to the U.S. government all the time arguing. They talk one at a time. But our people just talk one over the other. I mean, it's disgusting how they carry out our business. When they take everything that the nation has. When they desert the people that they're supposed to be representing, including these people that we're talking about today. So I think we need to put a lot of resources to the fight of that. And let me just speak to Cindy there. Mother Parton has behavioral health, psychosocial health. It's a college of health science. Even UMU have a college of health science too. So there are programs like that in Liberia. I can't tell you to what extent they are, but yes, there are programs like that. And people got papers in psychosocial counseling and the likes. But we still need expertise from abroad who got vast understanding and a larger skill to help the poor.
Thank you. Thank you, Raymond. Let's take Vasco, then we'll bring Jerry in. Vasco, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Let me say hi to you guys and hi to our listeners, both on the radio and those that view us by the means of the various social media platforms. So, Nelson, the issue of drugs, to fight the issue of drugs, you need a plan. You need a plan, and you have to be able to work accordance with that plan to be able to fight the issue of drugs. But what I'm seeing and what I'm observing from this rescue government, they've been here now for like 7 months, and they don't have no
7 months. For the 7 months.
7 months.
Oh.
They have no plan. They have never come to the public to even let us know how they're going to deal with the issue of drugs. So if you see government just put DA officer in the street and running beyond drug user, breaking down the little places that they have to live, then you should know that you're in serious trouble. We're in serious trouble. How can these people fight drugs when the people that are supposed to strategize how to fight the drugs, some of them have been accused? Today, the both of them have been suspended. The head of the DA, the one who was suspended, were accused by the deputy of one of the key persons that in constant contact with those guys who bring the drugs in the country. That's the reason why you see there is no plan. They are not formulating anything to see how best. By you running beyond the drugs user, that will not stop the drugs from coming in the country. Because those people that bring in the drugs, those guys, they are just the victim. Those that are taking the substance. So before you get rid of these things, you have to get to those people out there. These are the cartel. You need to identify that cartel. We understand that there will be no way you can eradicate the whole thing. But you know them. Those top brass in the government know these people that bring in the drugs in the country. But because drugs is something that people use it to get rich, I know my country, some of these guys that are up there, those very top areas, but then if I know somebody that importing drugs in the country, and then when I go to you, you can look at me and give me the $50,000. Do you tell me how to stop you from bringing drugs? That is the problem Liberia has. Our top brass, those who support to fight drugs, those in the justice system, top people. They know these people. They know them. But if you cannot get rid of those people, those guys down the line, they are not the main people to deal with. If you stop these people from importing a lot of drugs in our country, those guys down there who take the drugs, they won't find it. And once they are not taking it, the next thing that comes to their mind is to see how best they can get to a rehab, so they can get that thing flushed out of the system. But what I'm looking at, I don't think these people, they are not ready to fight drugs. They are here to enrich themselves. So this is how it's going to be for the next 6 years. Like I said, everywhere, everything we left, the level we left things in Liberia, the new government came, everything have gone on an increase, and you can see it. I can remember when the new government came, there was graduation process. The president now attended that graduation process, and that graduation process came from the previous government. I think 100 plus people. So that means
you said graduation process from where?
From the rehab. It was held at the ministerial complex.
But we as a government entity.
Yes, a government entity.
But then why you talking?
Remember the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Let me tell you, there was certain amount of money given to the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Okay, and that system is still there. The government can still work, but you know what happening now to the new government? They are not getting the support because these people, they are very smart. Your international panel, they are watching, listening. If the head of the DEA, those people who's supposed to fight drugs, when they are there beating each other, fighting, if they are accusing each other of being people who dealing with those guys that are importing the drugs in the country, do you think the international panel will pump their money in to help you? No. So that is what happening right now.
Vasco, and then we come to Jerry, and then we'll go to Sandy because he had 20 seconds he wanted to take. Vasco, is there any hope for these young people, especially under this administration? Now, because we know that for the first time, we saw our president publicly doing his drug test and setting that stage, calling on other officials of government to follow suit. Is there any hope for these young people? And I know the program you're talking about, the need for this administration to start work, to start on that same path, start on what was already built, the system that's already in place, and take on the fight. But is there any hope, Vasco?
Listen, you can see a glare. There is no hope. These people have no plan. Listen, what is their plan? No plan. They keep fighting each other, trying to get rich. No plan. I want to hear the plan. I want to see what the government have on paper to fight the issue of drugs. Like you just said, it is there. The system is there. Just go by the system.
Thank you. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you. Jerry, you want to come in? You want to come in, Jerry, and then
Vasco.
And then
Listen, before I end, please 1 second. Jerry have been employed. He's supposed to be in Nigeria, and he's already taking pay, but he's still sitting down in Liberia. This is a form of corruption we're talking about. He's sitting right here in the studio in Liberia. When the more end will take pay, he's not working.
Vasco, let's not come up with personal on our fellow panelists. Let's not come up with personal attack.
Have a loud voice.
Yeah,
on the
Vasco.
government.
Kev Azawa, yeah. You are not working for your government, but you are getting paid. Kev Azawa, yeah.
You don't see Kev Azawa paper, employment paper.
You see my employment paper? Show me employment paper.
So guys, Jerry is on the show. Jerry can speak for himself, but I want us to. I'm
going to catch Jerry.
Let me bring Emmy on. Emmy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you.
So, Jerry, go ahead. Let's hear you.
My sister, how are you doing?
Well, thanks to all of you for keeping the show on. And it's an opportunity tonight to be here. I salute you all, But I'm not going to go to the distraction from Vasco because he wants to distract me from discussing the real issue. He doesn't understand diplomatic issues, so I will not blame him.
No. Listen, Jerry. On this public, on a platform like this, when somebody tries to drag, your image somehow, it's clear you clear the air. No, it's clear you clear the air, Jerry. What Vasco said, is it true or not? Maybe a few seconds, just clear the air, and then you can.
Nelson.
Here tonight,
okay.
And then
I hope this will not form part of my time. Yeah, but let's be clear.
Jerry, I know you can do short thing. Okay, so if it's in 30
seconds, not form part of my time.
So if it's in 30 seconds, If it is in 30
Yes,
seconds,
yes.
it's not
I mean,
part of your time.
but a man use 1 minute to ask a question, then you won't give me 30 seconds to answer. But let me say this. I've been appointed as Minister Counselor. My name is going through the diplomatic channel in the ECOWAS region. And all of the processes that are supposed to get us to Abuja, they are ongoing. And
Okay. Yeah,
as I speak to you, I'm not on any salary. I'm not taking pay. I was appointed on the 21st, and up to present, all of my processes, are both Ministry of Finance and that of Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
In short, you're trying to say that what Vasco said is a lie. Vasco just lied on you, right? That's the clarity you're trying to provide. Is
Yeah, he was economical with the truth. And I will not blame him because he doesn't. You are economical with the truth. Yeah, you are economical with the truth. And then he doesn't understand diplomatic channel. That's what I'm telling you. There's a let you read about agreement. I need to be issued an agreement. I need to be commissioned by the Minister of Foreign Affairs before I take assignment. All these things are not happening, my brother. So maybe you are not aware. But let me come to the substantive.
You see, the whole government, I know.
No, Vasco. No, Vasco.
Don't interrupt me, bro.
Vasco, no, I will mute Vasco. Jerry, you will have the time to make your point. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me drug issues are serious issues across the globe, like human rights issue and all of that. And no one want to see that brother or sister, in that condition. We all are in, empathy with them. But because President Joseph Boakai takes seriously the issue of drugs, that's why he declared as a, public enemy, or the fight of drugs as a national emergency. And he did not just say that as a mayor, he constituted a committee, including health, DA, and all of that. And all of these things, there are policy frameworks that have been instituted. To fight drugs, you have to look at the borders. We got over 100 or 200 borders. They are very poor. We have poorer borders. That's why you see the immigration is also working on recruitment. The police is also doing the same, thanks to Gregory Koma for the level of reform. So the issue, the DA, you saw the president intervening when there was some, misunderstanding between the heirs there. So he took them off. The investigation, is ongoing. That's why I admire the current acting head of the DEA. When he appear on Spoon Talk, I follow that show. He understands exactly what he's doing. So all these things are in place. And then if you read, the current national budget, there was some resources placed there, to look at. It was proffered by Senator DeLong. That one of the reasons why he really, supported the budget. So, the president has been concerned about the issue of drugs from day one. That's why, and the committee is doing very well. They are not only looking at, just to say that for drugs. No, they are making sure security issues are drugs. Drugs, the issue of Liberia, or, declared drug trafficking, country. You are here 100 million drugs, worth of drugs were arrested. And because we are and others have institutionalized the issue of drugs in our country, and we are trying to fight it. So even when you see DEA officers, you didn't understand that there was emergency about issue. No, there are places. One thing that I'm so thankful for.
Jerry, Jerry, again, I know you don't want to intellectualize the suffering of our brothers and sisters in the ghetto. I know you don't want to do that, but the issue about raid, this constant thing where the LDA will raid the ghettos, break down the structures, chase the guys out. Is it providing any solution to this problem? Is there anything we can do differently, especially at this point, to ensure that the issue is addressed?
My brother, if you followed, the work of a lot of social institutions globally, even in our region, enforcement. That's why on that committee, both the police and the DA are the enforcement arm. Bro, the issue of drugs is not something ordinary. That's why when they grab you in other countries, you go to jail for life. You know, so in our country, a country that will talk over the drug issue or institutionalized, you will not just say that there are structures in place. Yes, Senator Dillon is doing well. You know, there are other people like Jojo, I think, who follow on Facebook. They are doing well. And I think if you read the national budget, there are subsidies to certain institutions. All these things, you can just sit and say, okay, let me sit down, the person will walk to me. I did that lady say, oh, I won't be rehabilitated. Okay, check out with me, let go. So if we're not going to go down, how you know that you won't be rehabilitated?
But again, Jerry, that's not how the process works. That's not how it works.
My brother, listen, let me tell you. The issue of the committee working, bro, being power for like 6 months, you know, and you see some improvement in terms of how we tackle it. There are a lot of different things we are doing. We didn't have committee in the past in Vasco and government. But
someone may ask the question as to what has been the impact
social welfare issue.
Someone may just be asking the question. Jerry, I'm coming. Someone may just be asking the question as to what has been the impact of the committee.
Well, listen, there are several impacts. Like you see today, we are reaching out. There are much awareness about the anti-drugs, and you know the Drug Enforcement Agency are being
where are the awareness? Where is the awareness going on? Where?
No, in the country, bro. Even as we said on the platform, we are all creating awareness. You know,
but we not found a subsidy talking about.
Do you think I can talk about drugs? There are awareness mechanisms that everybody, even when you follow all of the jingles are being put in place. Except you want to tell me not all spoon. You got a copy of the jingles that saying
don't put me in a situation I can't handle. I get a copy of any jingle from any
I said there are jingles from both the committee, the Ministry of Health, the civil society organizations, awareness ongoing. But enforcement that have been one of the challenges. And that's why you see the structural adjustment programs and other things came. But the issue is nobody should sit on the platform and say the government is not making efforts. There were a lot of things. The fact that you can see DA officers out there making efforts to get these people and they are retaliating, we're using all forms of social structures in the community to get this thing. That's why people are giving a light. So you're not just jump out to more money and start grabbing people, though. But there are institutions. That one other guy, I normally visit 19th Street. The guy went to Dawa De Law Center. He's there. He's doing well because he accepted and he went to the place. He went through the process. And they are trained. Today, the guy can even, go and do his own carpentry and all that kind of stuff. Today, he's making impact. At least he can carry something home. Senator Dillon area is there, and there are a lot of areas. It's just a matter of making sure. You can just, go and beg somebody the other day and carry them. Bro, enforcement orders must be in place.
Okay.
So don't
Jerry,
as nothing.
Yeah, just to end up on this, is there any hope for the young people in the ghettos right now under this administration?
Oh, yeah, there is a hope. Joseph Boakai is providing that hope. And that is the reason why it's not taken lightly. Like somebody indicated on the show, he told drug tests, it was almost like declaring war against drugs. And then he made sure that the committee is very effective. Today, you see enforcement to get people and get them to those centers.
Jerry, that whole committee.
Huge investment. No, listen, there's also huge investment.
But where is the committee being effective, Jerry? That whole effectiveness of the committee, that committee on drugs, is one of the
how many times
how is the committee being
in the last 1 month? When last you visited? Now, besides going to the ghetto center, the rehabilitation center, that a lot of people coming out every day. Every day, people coming out, getting new form of training, and the government, as a matter of fact, keeping its eye. If it is the DA officer down there, the DA that government, you are concerned about where we're taking them. Bro, once we get them, we get Dawa De Law Center, we get other centers that receive subsidy from the government, and we are doing well in terms of going there. How do you know that the committee working? DA not part of the committee, Babu?
Thank you.
DA not part of the committee?
No. If DA part of the committee, and DA still doing the same thing that DA was doing on Ellen Jones,
No. That's different.
What's the difference? What sort of change? What new approach is the committee applying?
No,
but anyway, Jerry,
my brother,
we want to go.
My brother, the new approach is how can you insinuate on this platform that we just go there to go make them scare? No. We went there to collect people. There are few of them when they visit other places. Like yesterday, they took 2 persons to one of the centers. I didn't barely ask the guy. They arrested, but I was in.
Okay. Great. You just made a great point. You just made a great point. You go to a camp where there are close to 200 or 300 young people.
Mm-hmm.
And you take 2 persons for a money.
No, you see the level of retaliation. Listen, the point they didn't go there. Somebody like no police fire any gun down there. Nobody, no DA officer fire gun. If we want to retaliate, they don't want to use crackdown. You know, if they wanted to be more condescending, they will pepper spray all of them. They put them in the place and carry them. But you can't report about anything about pepper spray. They decide to attack. We all know that is the effect that some of the effects of the drugs. To look at officers and attack them in that manner and they didn't do anything to you. It means that the government is more safer than being, so unlike Jowia time, they were giving them money. They were distributing money. We're not distributing money. We're calling them, say, come so you make your own money. They were distributing money to them, encouraging Zogo to be in the streets. But today we say no to that. Then you call it crackdown? No, bro. Let's be fair to this country.
Thank you, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Cindy, you still want to take your 20 seconds and then we'll bring Raymond in. Then we take Emmy. Oh no, Cindy, you're not coming through.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Look, there are a couple of things I remember that I wanted to talk about. One of the major things that our nation need to prioritize when we are talking about fighting drugs and stuff is the issue of security. And border security is very important. Now, see, I tell you for free that when I went to Liberia this time, I went to Ivory Coast, and I also went to the Guinea border. When I was going to the Ivory Coast, from the Biai-Joson border in Liberia, crossing to the Ivory Coast side, I was in check. I just left. I was getting out of Liberia, I left. When I got to Ivory Coast, the guy there wanted me to pay them some money on the Ivory Coast side as well. We had a little fight there. They did not check anything in my bag. I left and entered Ivory Coast. Liberia and Ivory Coast having the same issue. Just imagine if I have had drugs from Liberia, I could easily take to Ivory Coast. Same thing happened when I was coming from Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast saw me and pushed me to Liberia, did not check anything. I got to Liberia. I did not even go through the immigration. I just walked straight to the town of Biai-Joson. Nothing was checked. Just imagine how many people go in and out of those borders. And I just one border. And Jerry said it. It's a problem. I could have brought drugs. It could have been a him or her in one of my bag. It could have been anything. Our border security need to be prioritized. Liberia, Ivory Coast is not the only one facing that issue. I have driven from Rwanda to Uganda, driven from Rwanda to DRC, driven from Rwanda to Burundi. I tell you, the only country of those countries that I just listed, only Rwanda can check. As soon as you get to Uganda, the only thing they want, get us more money, you go. But my brother, let me tell you, you will never come into Uganda in and out, going out, coming in. They will pretty much X-ray you. Even if you're driving, you have to open your car hood. They have to check that car hood and everything. And let me end on this note for the last 5 seconds I have. Go to the city of Kigali in Rwanda and any other city in Rwanda. You will never find somebody that look like a homeless person or a drug addict on the street. I put my neck on the chopping board for that. When you go to Liberia, you see people begging on the street, selling small thing, or homeless people begging you, harassing you, somebody on drugs, you will never find a person like that. Do you know why? They have the strongest drug law in that region and some of the strongest rehabilitation centers in that region. They grab you, they put you on a camp that is far from the city. You will not see your people until you are fully rehabilitated. Trained in a trade to be valuable to your society. We need to do that. I have a farm. I'm looking for farm worker. I can't find worker. Find some of those drugs are there, train them, let them go work for my farm. I'll pay them.
Thank you. Remo, you want to take your 20 seconds quickly, then we'll
That's in 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds, please.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
but Remo is already on the floor, and then after Remo, we're gonna bring Emmy in to make a point. Then maybe.
Yeah, I just want to make 30 seconds to wipe.
So certainly that's.
Yes,
We'll give
I
you
mean, and
no. But let's bring Raymond in. Raymond had his hand up.
Uncle, I'll let Jerry go ahead.
Okay, Jerry.
Go after Jerry.
Jerry.
And that's the reason why I indicated from my preamble that the issue of security is not just about you seeing if you're not aware that the immigration making some plans, they start recruitment, all of that, team police and everybody, they're doing some mechanism. It means that you cannot address the symptom and leave the problem out. You have to address the problem. So that's why we are doing security reform also. So all these things is not just a one-sided thing. So the committee is equally working through reforms, recruitment, attacking border issues, trying to empower security and all of that. You can see the level of reform that's going on at the DEA because institutional, changes, have taken place. So, I mean, the committee is working, except you want to put Bilbo up and be, like a reading. So, I mean, Sandy, I agree with you. I mean, we have to attack security, and that's why the government is on deck on the security issue to its, joint security, apparatus.
Thank you. Emmy, go ahead. Let's hear you. Your thoughts on this, and maybe we should play just a portion of this video before I bring Emmy in.
Okay, all right. So it's people around do people. What? We see the officer of the video by way. Wow. So sorry about that, sister. So sorry about sister, but I actually feel all of us. Yeah. What's the owner story? How long you been in this ghetto? 3 years. Wow. Just pray for someone so people that follow you.
I sick and tired. I want change. You can't promise all that will come for you. We have only can promise all. Yeah, it's the work on the way, the gabble, the people. You not get no.
I mean, I beg you, let's listen to her. The same way more speaking, everybody listen to her.
Yeah, I can't live on my India. I follow friends. I go on the street. And they do not see.
You put your voice more. Wow.
I get doing everything about my voice here. So
wow.
People can, they can want to open your hours. They say
like you know everything now.
I just want to trust to leave my body. That's all.
So how are you managing the teacher now when I see you?
And now I'm afraid on the street.
So, brother, let's see you. 14 years, right? Yeah. When you graduated from high school?
I did 2014.
Oh, 2014. 14 years now.
In school smoking drugs.
You're in school. So how are you managing the teacher now when I see you?
And now I'm afraid my car, I had my day in Beijing. They pay my father still 1,000.
Wow.
I go to school. I know I'm going to school. The woman I get my visa. My late in it, that I went down and I go to school. Now, your phone will give me. So now, for a year, 1,000.
I mean, when you say this, some people say you bring your phone.
That's when you are telling you. That's when you are telling you.
So now it's not because you want to judge or take drugs.
So there you have it, guys. Emmy, you want to come in? You are muted.
Yeah, Nelson. Hi, everyone. Thank you for Jerry. Yeah, like what I did survive. Thank God.
Yeah, there was a
hurricane
in your city, and it's a good thing that we have Emmy back on the show.
Power is back on, so yeah. Nelson, watching this video is hard. It's sad for our people. And I mean, it's both sides too. I'm looking at it from both sides as well. It's keeping these neighborhoods safe, as it is important, as well as rehabilitating these guys, right? So what I mean, Jared, what people mean when that they're not seeing anything with the government is I expect to see, people not just going in these neighborhoods and just raiding these people and just chasing after them. I think they already left when Chilapre was interviewing these guys, right? The DEA or whatever, they already left. They just left them there. I would want to see that they're going in these neighborhoods and taking them and to these various rehabilitation centers. That would make me to know that they are doing something at least, and not just going there and chasing after them. Which yes, they have to do that as well because, like somebody said, hustling and all of that. It is they're committing crime in those neighborhoods as well when they get thirsty for these drugs and stuff, and they don't have money to do it. So it's as much as their lives are important. People in in the community dwellers are also complaining about these guys. So it is important as well to get them out of those places that they're causing trouble, making trouble, and all around. And but it's also important because after you leave, they're coming right back. And I think they're going right back in the same old place and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I think the government needs to really like all these places that you already named, Dillon's and other rehabilitation centers that are there. They need to pay more attention into getting these guys there instead of just going there and raiding the place. Because trust me, as you leave, they will pack up somewhere else and start to do the same thing, and it will be the same thing all over again. So I mean, you can hear them. Some of them want to get rid of. They want to get out of that place. They want to get rid of that life that they find themselves into. But it's not easy. And somebody mentioned that they run. I don't know, when you take them to the rehabilitation center, they run out of there. Nothing. Taking people to the rehabilitation center and just having get everywhere open is not going to cut it. You have to have somewhere outside of the city or somewhere very, really, really secure. Because trying to get drugs out of the people's system is not just something like easy that you would do. They will fight you. That's why here, certain places they have, it's like a prison compound. You will, and they everywhere is locked down because they will be fighting. They getting out of that system. They're fighting. They're fighting it. It's not like they want to do it, but at least chance together where they will run out of there. And in order to avoid all of that, you really have to have a secure place. And when you take them there, you can't just have anywhere open that they're able to climb on top of the fence or they're able to open the gates and run out. Those are important stuff that the government needs to keep in mind and start to do. Even though places are already open that don't have those kind of security, they need to put them in place. And then start to get these guys in those places and just stop. Don't just think that when you grab them and kill them there and that would be it and they're supposed to be. No. There's some, like I said, here, some places they tie them on the bed and something because they will be resistant. It's not them. It's their body rejecting that stuff. It's a tedious process that they go through. And if you get them the least chance you get them, they will run out of there. So, well, I want to see more of that. And like Cindy said about the border security and all of that needs to be put in place. But I want to see more of people going and taking these guys to the rehabilitation centers, more than just going there and running after them and just leaving it like that and going away. I don't think that's in my book. I don't think that's effective enough for them. So that's all I know, and I'm going to stop there right now.
Okay, thank you, Emmy. You want to come in, Raymond?
Yeah. And so what I wanted to speak to, Emmy touched on it, the safety of the communities is as important as the individual who are being victimized by narcotics.
Raymond, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear Raymond.
No. Oh, okay.
So I say, as much as we emphasizing our brothers who being victimized by narcotic needing help, the people that live in the communities that we say that they should not go to, they need safety, they need peace, they need security. And these are the people who are making money to keep the economy going, paying taxes. So they need our government to protect them. And enforcement is a part of the fight against drugs. When you can make it easier for people to access drugs and use it with no repercussions, then you're inviting new people to take drugs. But when you can, other people can see it that the security apparatus can go after people who are abusing drugs, it sends a warning. That's prevention. So to fight drugs are not one approach. It's got to be a multiple approach. And one approach not even exceed the other, because one without the other will not even work. If people cannot go to those places, they are high out, know where they are before even get them to send them to those rehabilitation centers. And one thing goes before the other. You got to learn how to crawl before you can walk. You got to learn how to walk before you can run. When you're running, yeah, you're moving fast. Everybody will cheer you. But you didn't learn how to run in one night time. When you were crawling, you were preparing yourself to learn how to run. And so this government is about 6 months old. We will get there. The fact that institution, a body have been set up to come up with policies on how to fight, they're writing papers. They're going to review those papers. They're going to have debates on it, and they're going to come up with guidelines how to even manage those various facilities. How much money to even build the facilities? Where are they going to acquire the land to even build the facilities? All those things got to come before the facilities. And most of us don't know what's going on now. So I think while we want the government, we can call on the government, but to just demand the government to put in the facilities overnight, I think it's a little bit too harsh.
Raymond, how long do you think the Liberian people should be waiting for those?
Nelson, there are many Liberians who don't even have a single square meal today. So that thing cannot be solved overnight. There are many problems we have that cannot be solved overnight, including the pregnant mothers that are going to the hospitals and don't have adequate drugs to even give safe delivery. So there are many priorities. So we cannot expect one to be a quantum leap and all the other things stay away. So as much as we expect progress, we should expect gradual progress. And when we're having a level of progress, this is the time all the Liberians should be angry to criticize and condemn all our legislators for taking lucrative salaries and living lavishly in our country. Because those are the monies that could go to other places that they're taking and using for themselves.
Thank you. We want to go to the phone lines, but Vasco, I saw your hand up. You want to take a few seconds and we'll go to the phone
I just wanted to ask Raymond, how are you saying that they posted writing papers? Raymond, how long you guys
He said, no, Moba. Anyone can ask questions across the panel, man. I mean,
so Vasco, to write a research first, the papers they got to write got to be informed.
I mean, how long to write the paper? How long?
You ask the question, you allow me to answer, you keep repeating the questions I already
but you're not going to explain. I ask you how long. It's a simple question.
How does he answer the question without explaining?
No, I want you to answer
Vasco, you've never been my teacher before, so you don't give me instructions.
How long question is very simple.
So Vasco, can you, after asking the question, can you give me the chance to answer?
Okay, give me the chance now, but when you want to go to the place where you're supposed to go there.
So Vasco, we panelists on this show, we got to do things in an orderly manner. We shouldn't act like the legislators.
It's my friend to say yes or no. Not yes or no question.
So if I can get protection by the host, then I can speak. Other than that, Vasco will cut me in again.
Okay, so Vasco, please don't interrupt Raymond. Raymond is Raymond is the only person who has a microphone and a headphone on, like I have here. So you have to give the man the due courtesy and give him the time to answer your question. Thank you.
So Vasco, to fight drugs,
the very money to them and the way you are doing it.
Oh no, Jerry, come on, Jerry, you the thing you wrote that you're going to do, you just came by and then Jerry. Please go ahead, Raymond.
So the very first thing, they need data. Nobody go to planning with accurate real-time information. They need to do assessment. So when you're asking for how long, they need to send people in the field. Some of those things that are happening, you don't even know whether they're going there and asking how many persons here, what are your various needs, what kind of drugs. They need to know what they're fighting. They need to know where they can source those resources to fight those things. They need to know how much to allot in the budget. There's a lot. Writing these papers are not going to sit down on the decks and talk from your imagination and write paper and you present it. It's an expert papers. it takes sometimes more than 6 months to even write some of those good papers. Thank you.
Thank you.
But
We want to go to the phone lines now. We want to go to the phone lines, guys.
Yeah, I just want to say 30 seconds to Vasco.
no.
Yeah.
No, I'll ask you a question. How you take 30 seconds?
No. I mean, I just wanted to.
I asked Raymond.
Yeah, no, I'm going to.
Raymond jumping all over the place.
Yeah, no, guys.
No.
My
Minister
brother,
of Youth and Sport.
let me tell you, I have the flow. I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
No, but I didn't give you 30 seconds either, Jerry.
Oh, but you permitted me anyway.
Take 20 seconds quickly.
Okay. So you see, Vasco, like I said, you can be addressing the thing. It's not like the same way you say your bro proper way disappear. Not like kind of haphazard stuff we're talking about here. You have to do holistic policy formulation to address a core issue. And you see, like article Raymond said, enforcement is part of the entire structure. So you can say how long. We are telling you we want to attack the border issue, immigration during recruitment. If you get people who are competent, let them go there and go protect our borders. We are concerned because the drug can cross the border. We are tightening. There are airport and other things reform that are ongoing. The our team at the Civil Aviation Authority the last time want to do assessment because there were poor performance about ACAO, annual report and audit and all of that. There were failure. The weird government damaged that play with mobile, all the kind of people there, that went there. So we are addressing all of these issues. You can tell, say, how long. We are going to start taking, some concrete steps in terms of reaching out to get rid of ghettos. We are not targeting people. The fighting here will demolish ghetto area, and wherever they go, we will go after them to make sure that they are rehabilitated so they can come and contribute to the growth and development of our country.
Thank you very much.
Something that you just sit down tomorrow morning and say you bring people.
We're
not giving them money. We're not giving them money.
Thank you, guys.
We're trying to get them off to make them giving them money. Giving them money.
00055101075 is the number to call. Let's take our first caller. Hello, you are live. Your name and where you calling from?
Morning, Nelson.
Yeah,
morning.
How
you doing?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
The issue you're discussing is not small issue. I'm sitting here. I'm affected with it. My first son is 34-year-old. No understanding with the guy. Very serious problem facing, my brother. Now, let's come to the government issue. The LDA here, which was Kuma. Look, Kuma arrested several guys, Nigerian guys, Claratown, Vatan. What are the guys? Well, after they say, lead that guy, the guy can give information, I will take care of them. It even happened to you when you have some guy to hotel photo. The guy Jamie there got to call Fatika to call him. The guy wanted to help me to even get from another building will have for him. Now, the border issue is one of the highest thing we got to tackle. Now, it is celebrated the immigration guys making it $90 a month. Anybody get them any money they will cross.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and take this person. Hello, Tommy Jr.
Hey,
it's good to have you.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah.
How are you, my brother? Thanks for taking my call, and thanks to a wonderful panelist. Another great discussion. Before I give my point, I want to ask a question. The committee that was set up for the drug abuse or substance abuse, is it an advisory committee or is it a committee that is set up for prevention? Do we know? The committee that the president set up, does anybody know exactly what it is?
The committee is holistic, is to come up with strategy, policy formulation to tackle the entire, inclusive of even treatment and the likes.
Did you get the response from Raymond?
I heard a certain part. I think Raymond mentioned something about holistic.
Yeah, holistic. Yeah, certainly.
Okay, so both data collection and also perhaps implementing prevention programs as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think a lot of the guys tonight have made very excellent points. As if you want to be serious about the fight against drugs, it's a multifaceted approach. Prevention is a part of it. Intervention is a part of it. But I feel like our government focused mainly just on the law enforcement aspect. And a lot of people talk about rehab. Rehab is good, but now if we just focus on rehab, what we're doing is that we are telling the public that the only people that are going to be affected by drugs are the people who are currently affected. You have to keep in mind that there is an important aspect of education and prevention, because what it does that it breaks that cycle. But if you don't put a stop, if you don't put an interruption into that cycle, you're just being reactive. Another thing our brother mentioned, I forgot his name. He mentioned something about jingles. Respectfully, jingles, they are so ineffective because it's 30 seconds of telling me, hey, don't do drugs. Nelson, sugar is not good for me also. But if you just come and tell me, Thomas, don't eat sugar, that's not going to stop me from doing sugar. I need to know exactly how it affects my body, how it affects my brain. So what I'm going to say, and I'm going to end on this, I think our government has to do a better job at implementing a holistic approach. It has to be prevention, it has to be education, it has to be policy and everything else.
Thank
you for your time.
Thank you very much for your input. We'll take 2 more calls and then we'll wrap up. Hello, you are live. Hello. Okay, so we lost that person. At this point, I think we will come back to do our closing, but just after I squeeze this person in. Hello.
Yeah,
please
Hello,
go ahead.
Chief.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much for the time you're spending to discuss. I'm Ibrahim D. Dasa, calling from DC County, the Hanson 5.
Yeah, that's
My man, that is Nelson, right?
Yeah, Nelson
I don't
speaking.
want to, okay, because I don't want to miss the name. Nelson, the best thing to do is to grab the cartel. Finish. When you grab it, I can see it. You can rehabilitate them. You can flush the drugs out of the system.
Thank you.
But okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Let's take the final person now. Yes, this final person. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Nelson.
Yeah, hello. Let's hear you, Mama. You're live. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello to all of you. I'm calling you from Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
The drugs issue that in Liberia, you people should not take it for a joke. You people should not take it for a joke and say, is this government abroad? Is that government abroad? I started working with General Ministry 2000. Robert Gayflor and others who used to Palihari, we used to go in the street to arrest girls. In fact, we're focusing on girls. We used to go on Benson Street. We used to go to West Point and collect those girls and carry them for rehabilitation.
Okay.
We
So
used to collect them.
okay, so you think this government should start to do the same thing, right?
Even before I came, I'm coming there. Before I came here, I worked with Commissioner Johnson V. Yeah, DA office, our office. Every day DA will collect them. They will beat them.
Okay.
They will lock them up. Stay. When the campaign was going on, we saw live and how do you say, Bwaka daughter carrying bags of rice, bags, and carrying to them. So we're all at fault.
Thank you.
One person.
Thank you very much.
We watch it. Carry bags of rice to them.
Okay.
All at fault. Nobody blame anybody.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that point is in response to the Finabono thing that somebody talked about. And she said nobody should blame one specific person. Everyone is at fault. So I want to say thanks to all of the callers. Unfortunately, there are so many calls coming in, but we can't take calls now because we have to go. So I will give it back to the team to do the closing, starting with you, Jerry.
Yeah, but we already know it late from our end. But I would like to, say thanks to everybody, for at least sharing our thoughts. It's another form of awareness that even Vasco and other people we are doing. Drugs is a serious matter. That's why the government is not taking it lightly. To the caller that I was talking about, when it crackdown, we said these things, they're dimensional approach. You are asking about the function of the committee. You can see DEA there, you can see F there, you can see police and everywhere, the Ministry of Justice, everybody. It means that the entire security sector is much more concerned about drug issues. we are concerned. Myself, I get old classmates that are affected, brilliant guys, so we're not here to window dressing, but then we will not also allow people who institutionalize the issue of drugs in this country, like the party my brother Vasco then supported, to be talking here, because even when George Weah in law was one person who was like, bringing drug issue in our country, when other people were linked to drug issues in this country, Vasco then were not talking. But then we are saying we will not go because election coming to give them money or whatever. They don't deserve to be in the street in the first place. We'll get them out, but you are encouraging them. So this government is concerned. The committee is working from all fronts. We're fighting both drugs and those who are victims of drugs. But you are breaking drugs in, and also there should be the money to those who consume the drugs. You are thanking them for consuming drugs, but we are stopping drugs and getting them off because they are useful citizens. So I'd like to say a very big thank you. No one should insinuate. Yes, we agree. All of us are affected about this drug issue because one way or the other, your relative or your friend is affected. So we are not trying to massage the issue because it affects all of us. But no one should pretend that the government is not making effort. We are making effort. That's why you saw the DA officers in the street. Some of the efforts are enforcement. You don't, go to give them sugar and milk. You have to get them out, get the drug out of them, and then you can train them. People coming from Delos Center and other areas, they are making contribution. I just give an example of the guy from 19th Street, right to Parliament. We said there, the guy, it's something that we all should continue to create awareness about. We should not pretend as if it's something that the government is not working on. So I'd like to thank all of you because, my brother Vasco and the rest of the people, thankfully, at least you are aware that, you saw DA officers in the street, that member of the committee. So don't say when they crack down, when you don't know about the other approaches that we are taking, that the immigration, that the way the police reform, and all the crackdown in the streets. The fighting get rid of the ghetto. Why they must be ghetto for? So we break the ghetto down. We're not carrying money to the ghetto. We're breaking the ghetto down. And me will not be there. Thank you so much.
The diplomat. Go ahead, Vasco.
Look, if there is any government in the history of Liberia that rather fought the issue of drugs, is the CDC government. Because the American embassy, go and check their page, they applauded the CDC government for the strong fight against drugs. I know y'all can sit here and split it any kind of way you want to split it, but that is reality. The CDC government are going to track down huge quantity of drugs that are coming through Liberia. 100 million have never happened before. We crack down that drugs in the eyes of the international community. Even few months, there's 2 or 3 months ago, they were hailing the CDC government again for the stance they took against drugs. Because they look, you see, sometimes when people talk, you gotta think. Our government, all the way you guys classify us to be people that know nothing. But what we are observing, what we are looking at, during your administration, we never saw it during the CDC administration. Today, maybe you don't even know.
Be specific. Why you did not see in CDC government you see?
Did you?
Jerry,
you ever heard the heads of the DA accusing their friends that this person is in deal with people who bring drugs in the country? You
Man,
don't
that was
even know.
by the president. Stop with it.
Jerry, you gotta go back and forth with him, man. We
You
gotta
see,
go.
the problem, y'all.
My man, go ahead. I gave 1 minute. Go ahead.
The man interrupted me.
Then I want to say I gave 1 minute. 1 minute. Go ahead.
So you see, Look, what you guys playing with? The second man in command at the DEA, that man wrote documents to all the international partners, the United Nations, American Embassy, all the various embassies around, telling them the war that Abraham Croman, the suspended DEA boss, he's in continual contact. In fact, he knows the people that bring the drugs in the country. That alone had damaged this government image when it comes to the fight of drugs. You guys have sent our country image backward. We never saw these things happening during the incompetent CDC leadership.
30 seconds.
Like you classify.
Including the 1 million worth of drugs?
Man,
Serious
government will crack down on that amount of money, that drugs, 100 million worth of drugs. It is only us. So you have nothing to say. You've been there 7 months now.
Thank you.
What have you done? You tell me say
So what happened to the people that arrested?
Jerry, you ain't making me having a tactic, bro.
You don't even know. You don't even know.
Go ahead, my man.
Let me just learn.
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Let me learn. It may interrupted me.
Okay, learn now. That's
let me learn. You guys don't even know. There is no plan. You don't know even how to attack this issue. That's it. Just simple. The drugs is coming into the country from different countries.
Thank you.
Sierra Leone, Guinea, other places around here. If you are to get those people that bring the drugs in the country, Liberia will be okay. During our time, you saw the Jojo Kitchen, that girl, their place for graduating, taking a lot of people from drugs because the government was helping her. So then, what are you guys doing? They don't send out only one person can graduate. The last time they graduated, one guy from the beginning, one person. Now,
thank you. Go ahead, Sandy.
Send do not graduate.
My man, okay now. You talk about 4 minutes.
Yeah, because they were interrupting me.
Yeah, my man,
thank you.
Thank
you, fair.
No problem.
Look, I listened to Vasco, and not just Vasco. Vasco, I'm not attacking you, my brother. I'm listening to Vasco. I listened to Jerry, and I'm listening to Raymond and everybody else here. And often I hear doing our time, doing your time, doing this time. It's never about a collective approach to address the issue we're talking about. And it's sad in my heart, to be honest with you. Vasco, you went on and on. I kept hearing doing our time, we did this. Doing your time, what you're doing. We're talking about drugs that is affecting Liberians. So what actually sided me is that, when a new administration comes into place, the previous administration should have set up some processes and systems that will prepare the new administration to take off from there, to fly from there. Liberia, we've been out of war since 2003, or we can say 2004. We have had government since 2005. And it seems like every time a new administration comes in, they have to start from scratch. That happened within every sector of our governance. It's so sad. The LDEA did not even meet vehicle to start their operation. The Ministry of Health basically met nothing to start. I mean, the entire government met nothing to start, right? Minimum. Outgoing leadership, incoming leadership, most of them can't even exchange documents to inform you where things are. We have heard it on the show. People come here and say, when I took over, there was no document exchange, no turnover note, And some people from the other side will say, since they took over, they have never called upon me. They can't reach out to me. That's not okay. It's like because you're from CDC, you're no longer in power. I can't talk to you. I can't come to you and ask questions. Or you in UP, you coming into power. I will not give you what you need to start. We got to start thinking more about the country. That will make these things easy. But it's not only the executive, right? Even our lawmakers. We have seen videos where when they leave in office, they take everything, including chairs and tables. They will take everything.
We saw it.
The next man now coming will have to buy everything, slowing the process. We have to be effective as a nation. Efficiency is the key for us to move forward and build Liberia. But every time we make transition, is that we're starting all over. And that's why you're hearing my brother Raymond is saying tonight, there are other competing priorities we have to address. No drugs in the hospital. Here the people are not having food to eat. If the administration that just left has prepared the way in these key areas, and then President Bouaka just come in and pick up from there, it will be more effective than for President Bouaka to start from scratch. I think the partisan that take over political atmosphere, that take over everything in Liberia, it's time we start to redirect our attention on building our country as citizens of Liberia. I'm not saying there shouldn't be CDC or UP or LPP. We can have all the 100 political parties. But the common denominator that we all have is Liberia. And we need to start prioritizing Liberia. From leadership, from individual Liberian citizens, all of us, our mindset should be more of a Liberia. I'm sick and tired of hearing somebody saying, oh, our administration, your time, our time. So it's just no longer your time? Because Bouaka is in power, so Liberia is no longer your Liberia?
Especially when he doesn't even have the moral. What plenty of drugs or
Jerry, this is not Nigeria. You're not in Nigeria yet.
30 seconds, conclude.
So for my 30 seconds, man, I'm showing us the young people, the mistakes the generation before us made, the mistakes some of our leaders are making. We have to correct that mistake. And we have to be really patriotic. Liberia must be the front of our thinking. Liberia must be the front of our fight. When we are fighting, we shouldn't fight for political parties. We should fight for our country. Thank you.
Thank you. Raymond.
Well, Stanley, I always like to pick up from where you stopped, except that I would like to be reminded where as a government. As a matter of fact, I'm not a member of the United Party. Like you, we supported Joseph Bouaka, but I'm not a partisan of any political party. But at least you are aligned to a political party. So for me, my fight is about the Liberian people, and I'm a free thinker. I speak my mind. This government is not my government. George Weah government wasn't my government. All governments are my government because they represent the government of Liberia. But I speak to issues at a given time and speak to what happened and what were right and wrong. So with that being said, the fight about the narcotic and drugs, it affects everybody, even those who don't take it. One of the issues that affect you, people who might take it, when they need to buy it, they might just come, their property loss. Sometimes people get killed because they've got somebody who wanted to go sell, might just hurt you. We heard a guy talking about he had 3 guns. He did armed robbery. Who was he robbing? So it's everybody's issue. It affects everybody. So the issue about drugs is an everybody problem. And that's why we all need to talk about it and find solution to it. And that's what we all urging the government to do a lot more about this. Put our national resources to this thing. Let Liberians' life get improved. But I'm not just going to talk about drugs alone and forget that we need education. I'm not going to talk about drugs alone and forget that we need roads.
I'm not going to talk about drugs alone and forget that we need drugs at the hospital for the pregnant women and the likes, and the children, the babies. So what I'm trying to say, our scarce resources, allot them to every aspect that affect our lives. And one thing I'm calling for here is to reduce the amount of money that our government officials get. Establish an authoritative form of government where we can put resources to these serious matters. Then someone saying, I need this amount of money because plenty of people can stand at my door. That's not a justification. You're asking for undue privilege to be a politician so that people can always vote you at the expense of every other Liberian. It's called privilege. And that's not fair. Every lawmaker I heard say that. I'm talking to you. You are not prioritizing the people's issue. You are prioritizing your own lucrative style of life, your luxury, your taste for pleasurable things, at the expense of the other people who lavishing, not having any resources to cater to their drug addiction, to the people who in the communities who get armed robbed at night because someone has to take in narcotic, and the police don't even have vehicles to go there and even intervene. To those people who living in somebody's property, who know whether the person want to even demolish that property, possess their property, but they are, as a criminal gang, high out, that they can't even go there. The police, law enforcers went there today to fight them. That's a hostile zone. Let us not pretend that's a safe zone. So what we're saying, in other words, is that this is a serious problem and the government needs to find real applicable solutions to solve our problems. Liberia got to get better, and when it gets better, it's for all of us. But what I can say clearly here, when the CDC for $100+ million drugs to come into your country, that means that's a drugs hub. It wasn't even meant to be sold in Liberia. And with a hint from the U.S. counterpart, the U.S. government, you were not even able to convict anybody for that. That just showed that your hand was inside your body, was inside, you were washed in it. But thank God we got a serious government that even the DEA officers can have an argument on the approach on how to fight it. It tells you that they got energy and they want to do something. And the amount of rest about drugs in the shortest time, we've never seen it in Liberia before. So I think we're on the right path, but our government needs to do more so that our country gets better. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Quiet, my sister.
Yeah. Well, Raymond and Cindy already touched on everything I wanted to say. I'm just gonna say something real quick to my brother Vasco. And Cindy, I'm so glad you said, about fighting for Liberia and not, because sometimes when my brother Vasco won't listen to him, our government, it's just disgusting. Every government is your government, Vasco. Okay, and like Raymond already said, that's something you don't want to take credit for and be happy when you never consider one person. And you come in here talking about serious, they fought the drug more as if you did anything about it after you caught it. There was nothing done about that. So I don't know why you come here. And I like the nitpicking though. They criticize the U.S. government for sanctioning government officials for corruptions, right? Oh, we are a sovereign country. We are this one. We are that one. We begging for money. You're not sovereign. But when they punishing you, then you sovereign. And then when they get a low praises, you happy. Even the U.S. government said it. But when you do something and they're punishing you, then you don't like them anymore. So like Cindy said, the hypocrisy and all the my this, my that, we need to be fighting for Liberia right now. Election is over. When 2029 come pick your candidate and come here and come whatever. When we're talking about things like that, I think politics should be out of it, because we're talking about drugs for everybody. Everybody over there, most of them are sedition, unity party or whatever party. The drug is not asking for their party or whatever. It's affecting everybody. And when they go in the community and committing crimes, like Raymond said, they're not asking, what are you? Are you a unity party or you're sedition or whatever? They're harming anybody they can see and get their hands on. So we really need to pay attention to that and stop. Some things, politics just don't go with it. And I just hope that we'll take heed to that. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you. I mean, and thank you to everyone. For me, I'll not do my party closing. I'm okay. You guys said it all. The only closing I want to do right now, La Fina Bondo. When they caught her with the jaws to the foot there, they were all on the media. We know people call her name. We saw it, and our brother tonight talking about their government fought draws. That don't not fire you. Yeah, man. Let me talking about see what thing that day government fought draws. What kind of fight? You sit down there, all your government officials there, color green, selling draws. You ever arrest that man? Color green, you're representative.
And the difference between me and you guys.
You see it? You know.
You speak on fallacy, no proof, no evidence.
So they want to call to the airport when they call Fina Bono.
So let me come in, guys. Let me come in. Mobile, we on a very big platform.
Yeah. Can be quality.
But every day we don't know that one big platform.
No, but Edward Flomo is a lawmaker.
The lawmaker, you on the show.
We don't have any document right now.
Okay, I have a Fina Bono. I tell my statement.
You don't get no document of Fina.
No, I told you. Nessie.
Yeah, Mobile. But let me say this, Mobile. We don't have any document right now to authenticate that those guys are involved with what you are saying.
They want out to the airport.
Make these kinds of comments, about people.
I don't call anybody name. The AB Kromala document is suspended him.
So guys, have we all done our closing?
Yeah. I don't want closing when you called me, so that's fine.
Oh, okay. But you have you concluded? You done your closing already?
You already called me. Okay.
I'm concluded.
The second man, the man talk of almost 7 minutes. Nobody interrupt. Going back and forth.
You see, let me say something.
So again, I want to say,
That's it. One second.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was saying a picture of my man to my woman for FD so you can put it up.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. No, today in your time.
1 second, that's it. You see, and this is why suffering your mobile. You're not too much. You're not too much. So you're still going with it.
Well, guys, I want to say thanks to everyone. It's been a great show. We look forward.
Good night, investigate.
Until then, have a good night and bye bye.